Let me just get this up for you. Boom checker.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me. I'm Dan from a team called In the Forward, and we use a thing called PRISM cameras, which is sort of self-developed. Just quickly where I come from. I come from a world where interactions, where we often start not on the computer screens, but often in social services. So what we do is like you have the brainstorms where you have all crazy ideas how you can change the world, how you can change a homeless service. You mentioned a disability service, how you can change it, and then how at the end you have an app or you have a new training, you have a new franchise coming up. So for us, always the question is, how do you get actually from these great brainstorms to like good services that change something for people? And so the world that I often work in as a service designer, you have Centrelink. You go there, you look at the apps, the computer programs they have. You have soup kitchens. It's really like 1950s, 1920s sort of thing. You have disability day programs, which they're a bit like I guess education for kids, but like 1980s or so. And you have Meals on Wheels, which have been around. So really, for us as service designers, often thinking like it's like a black box. Often social services, you don't really know what's going on, and you don't really know what's changing. We use a thing that we developed over the last couple of years called PRISM. And it's a bit like, it's not like, it's a bit like Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon, where the light coming from one side and sort of splits out the different things. But what we think, and you can tackle these questions later, a good interaction, so social interactions has sort of 5 things to them as people. So sometimes we, a bit like marketers, we find like certain segments of a market. So probably empty pipeliners could be people who are a bit stuck, someone who's unemployed, who's a bit depressed, might need new inspirations. Sometimes we look at like so manager staffs. We look at different pairs of people. So if the relationship or the interaction between a manager and a staff don't work quite well, we look at what are the interactions happening, how could we treat them. And sometimes we just pick someone off the street, like in Woolloomooloo at the homeless shelter, Jack or Jill, what could be better for them. And then we look at resources. So what have people, what can they exchange in the interactions? So it could be time, if you are homeless, so you have lots of time on your hand often. Or you might have a car, so like car sharing is the typical example, or Uber, for example, where someone has a car, they have a car to transport people around, so you could actually use that as a different way. Or you have passions. At the moment we do a prototype called Kudos, where we link up people with disabilities and people who are really passionate about something. There's one girl, she's a stunt woman, and she loves teaching other people all the tricks. So if you're really passionate about something, you love sharing that. And then thirdly, we look at interaction. So, who's the actor actually, who does what, who says what, the scripts, the kind of settings, where does it play out. And that's often where we completely change the kind of environment. So if you think about like a homeless shelter, why isn't that somewhere in the park, or why isn't it someone's living room? So we change completely where people meet up. And then the props, like the touch points, basically. And then on the other side, you have the spread. So, how could a solution be replicated? So, whether it's an app or it's a franchise or certain training that you do. And then lastly, we often draw from like social science as well. So, how could that solution prompt change? So, if you give people feedback, or if you, another thing I often do is give them taste experience, something completely new they've never done before. Like a guy with a cognitive disability goes to meet that stunt woman. She shows him like how to do rolls and flips and things. Basically, this PRISM tool helps me to keep all the different balls in the air, because it's sort of trying to find something that's attractive for people, but also changes people. And it's really like there's so much stuff going on that you always there's always a prone to drop some ball. It might be a super sexy kind of program, but it doesn't really change anything. And so what I do is often go around in circles. So you start with the people, go to the mechanisms, then see how does it work. You go again, and I think Alan mentioned that you do these loops. So that's basically one way to do. And the other way is so we often zoom in. So for example, interactions, we would start with scripting. So just on paper, just quickly mock it up, and then go all the way further down the fidelity to like stop motion videos, or down to complete YouTube videos, things that you could do. So at the moment we're doing a thing called Tutor's Prototype. Google it, but it's the same, basically the same PRISM idea behind it. If we do it, yeah, email me or later on ask questions if you like, or definitely critical comments as well. That's cool. Thank you.